Good evening, everybody. Happy New Year. Hopefully you can hear me. Give me a thumbs up if you can hear me. Great to see you all here. We are broadcasting the first time for about 6 to 8 weeks. We're broadcasting across YouTube, Facebook, about 5 different Facebook pages, Catch More Carp, closed Facebook group. And what normally happens for the first 30 minutes of this is it's open to all. So it's open to everybody on Facebook, Instagram, everywhere to put their comments, ask their questions, get involved with the Catch More Carp community. Then after 30 minutes, we go into the subscribers closed Facebook group, and the live stream is just for the subscribers of the closed of the Catch More Carp website. So yeah, after about half an hour, 40 minutes, we normally go over there and continue our live onto there. But at the moment, welcome to everybody. Hope everybody's well. Had a great Christmas and a great New Year. Let me just where are we? There we go. Let's get that up. Let's see who's in the house. Let's see everybody. Wow, we've got, I can tell you now, we've got like 60 people in already. So it's going a little bit crazy, isn't it? Gooner number 1, happy 2024. And you as well. Rich Brown, evening to you, mate. Hope you're well. Hope you're good. John Frith, good to see you, mate. Hope you're well. Chris, and we can see you. Look at that. Two weeks running. We can actually see you, Chris, which is great. Which is brilliant. Evening, Neil. Good to see you, mate. Hope you're well. Who else is in there? Evening, Facebook user. Evening all, hope everybody well. Very well, Nigel. How are you, mate, after you've damaged your foot? There's Kevin. Hi all and Happy New Year. Good to see you, mate. And Dave. Evening, everybody. Hope you're all well. Hope you're well, Dave. Hope you got over your COVID. And your lady wife as well. Julia, hope she's got over it. There's John, Eiley on the gang. It's raining again. Yeah, we're going to have a look at the weather. We're going to have a look at the weather in a little while. It's due to get really cold next week. Next couple of weeks, winter is properly here. I mean, we've done so well up to now, haven't we? It's been unbelievably warm. I've caught some absolutely biblical fish over the last month, and so has lots of other people. Beginning of December started off a bit slow, but then the last couple of weeks, it's done really well. There's loads of places fishing well, which it always does. In between Christmas, New Year, lots of people out, lots of leads, bait, everything else. People are catching fish, and that's what's been happening. Only worry now is that if your lake is near a river system, with the amount of rain we've had and the rain which is coming tonight, especially in the south, you're going to struggle. A lot of places are flooded, closed, and that'll probably be it until the springtime or until they spawn. I know on a few lakes a few years ago, when I was on the fishing the Woolpack for the very first season I joined, it flooded. The whole lakes have all flooded into one. It was coming in from the river, everything else. A terrible state of affairs. And one of the lakes I was on, Lake 7, it just didn't fish very well until the summer. The colour of the water, the fish weren't behaving well. It's all because of everything that flooded in, all the dirty water that had come off the fields and off the houses and everything. So, yeah, it made fish really well. Some of the lakes, after it's had a bit of a flooding, a bit of a clean through. You may have lost some of your fish. You may gain some fish. If it's not, if you haven't got an otter fence around it and that. But, yeah, so it could be a bit up in the air this spring, couldn't it? With where the fish are and if they're all right because of the flooding. So I feel for you guys who've got flooding right near you. Happy New Year, Stuart. Good to see you, mate. How's it going? That's very well, thank you. Very, very well. This is your chance to ask myself and the community any of your carp fishing questions and queries. If you've got a query about winter fishing, summer fishing, a bit of tackle, something that's happening in the angling press, if you've got a question about anything, here is the place to ask that question. And if I can't answer it, then there's always someone on hand to give their 5 pence worth as well, to dive in and help. And we, I really enjoy these lives every Thursday. We've got a great community. As I say, normally it's just the Catch More Carp community, the subscribers, the paying subscribers. That's one of the benefits. But, every 5 or 6, every couple of months, we open it up to the first half an hour to everybody. So you can see and get involved and ask your questions. And, it's really good to have a little bit of a different input sometimes. So, here we go. Terry said, evening everyone. Hope you all had a good Xmas. Quick question, can floods really kill a lake? Here we go. See, like that's exactly what I'm saying. You preempted my response there, Terry. It can well do. Because don't forget, if you've got a lot of cold water coming in, it can really kill it. It really can. It can really do it. If you've got all those nitrates off the fields, the farmers' fields, and off the roads, don't forget, if you've got roads nearby the lake, all that asphalt and petrol and diesel that's on the roads can come in to the lakes and the rivers. So, you know, there's going to be some fatalities this spring because of the water, I think. And I think maybe, especially with cold snap coming as well, I just think it's a recipe for disaster on some lakes. Hopefully it won't be affecting too much, but I can see it. I've seen it happen over the years. That influx of water and that, cold water, all them chemicals coming in, effluent, loads of effluent out there as well, isn't there, in the river systems now, but they're just discharging it, the water companies. Terrible state of affairs. So, Terry, unfortunately, it may kill a lot of lakes for a fair old amount of time. So, fingers crossed. Evening, Rob. Good to see you, mate. Hope you're well. There's Adam. Evening, Leo. Would you use a supple braided hook link on a naked heady system if on an edgy shaped lake bed with bays, etc.? This year I've used a lot of braided hook links. I used to be I still am a big fan of like the D-rig and that. I use that on really clean bottoms, but I've used a lot of braided hook links this year, and I've caught more than my fair share on the braided or supple hook links. So I don't think it really matters where you're fishing, because braided hook links are not in vogue. I would definitely try them. Now, with a naked heli system or a helicopter system, I use them on a clip system. Because I don't have to think about, right, I need the helicopter system up because it's going to be, it's going to be sinking in with a stiffer hook link. I use a clip system when I'm using a braided hook link. I don't feel I have to use a helicopter system, because if it's supple, it's going to go over the contours and that. But if you use the helicopter system, I would foam up your hook bait. That's what I've done before when I've used it. Always foam up or stick a 2 bait stringer on, that type of thing. But then again, if you're using a helicopter system, it's that extra weight from the 2 bait or 3 bait stringer or a little PVA nugget is going to push that bead up, so it might come off, so it might fly up in a helicopter system. Hence why I use a lot longer rigs with a braided. You can get away with it. I use probably 20 a foot to 25 inches, extra long, because the fish don't see it. They don't see the braided hook link, and they don't see that length of hook link either. So, and they don't see the 2 or 3 bait stringer. So it's a win-win all the way. So I would say, Adam, give it a go, mate, definitely. If you can, go over to a clip system, put your hook link a bit longer with a braided hook link, and use a bit of foam or like a 2 or 3 bait stringer on the end. That will stop it tangling with a supple braided hook link. So I hope that helps. There's Mark. Hi, everyone. Hope you're good. Happy New Year. There's Julia. Good evening. COVID has finally gone just in time to go back to work. Yeah, always the way, isn't it? Paul Bradley. Evening, Leon, the group. Evening to you, mate. Adam says, bourbon or custard cream? Custard cream's the one. Custard cream is the number one. There is no argument about it. Bourbon, second or third. Definitely second or third. But custard cream, still number one. Custard cream. Got to be. What do you think? What's your favourite biscuit? Put it down below. What is your favourite biscuit? What's your number one? What is your number one? What is it? What do you like? What is your number one? Happy New Year. It stopped raining in Lancashire. Bloody old Ronnie. It hasn't stopped raining here. It's pouring down outside in Kent. Steph said, evening Leon, evening all. Evening, mate. There he is, Dave Little. Good to see you, mate. Hope you're well. He's out there. I don't know if he's out tonight or not. Maybe you are, Dave. Is it pouring with rain? I mean, it's closed, the lake, isn't it, because of the rain? And you live on the river. Now, Dave is a perfect example. Dave lives on the river on a narrowboat. So, Dave, what's happening with the river systems and that? You know better than any how it can affect the lakes and that. Evening, Dean. Good to see you, mate. Luke Williams, Happy New Year, lads and Leon. Happy New Year, Luke. Mark Sexton, happy, mate. Good to see you. There's Phil, Happy New Year. Stuart, hope to be out next Friday for my birthday. Good luck for you, mate. Good luck. And Happy New Year as well to you, Rob. Steve says, hope you had a great Xmas and wishing you a very Happy New Year. Very, very much so. Nick is out. Look, good evening, all. Sat on Turner's Lake, where we've got a social. We've got another social. We'll talk about social in a moment. Sat on Turner's, my first live on the bank. Bloody lost one before PVA bags. Gutted, Ketley's on. Nick, mate. PVA bags are really good on Turner's. They can be very, very good. A lot of fish come out. I think if you haven't fished Turner's, you're going to fish there. Go and look at the Calder winter video that was released around about Christmas time, I think. A couple of weeks, 2 or 3 weeks ago, with Danny on there, and he's showing you how to use PVA bags on Turner's. It's it's a prime place to use them any time of year, but especially in the winter, PVA bags are a good winner. But gutted for you lost one, mate. But you've got another chance. Still got another night on the bank. Hopefully, hopefully you can get one. Get amongst them. Alex says, watching from the bank, mate. Happy New Year, and you, Alex. Thanks for tuning in, boy. Jason, hiya, mate. Evening, all. Matthew. Look, we got everyone in today. Luke Harris, hi, Leon. Hope you had a carpy Christmas. Yeah. The fish you had, what a lovely fish, Stuart. Yes, look, let's go over and see some of the. Here's one of the fish that I had a couple of weeks ago in December. Let's have a look. A couple of weeks ago, December, that one. Now, from Sanders. I'm on the Sanders winter ticket. Banging fish, this is. This is Pinhead, this is called. It's one of the big ones in the lake. It's fortunate enough to catch it a couple of weeks ago. Lovely fish. Some of you have probably caught it. Fish Sandhurst and that. But they've been coming out. The last couple of weeks, lots of lakes I know, they've been coming out. Before then, and it's the... let's have a look. Before then, I was at the Island Lake. We had a little trip up to the Island Lake. It's one of the fish I caught from there. Always go for like about a week session in the winter. Fish 2 different lakes. You can get some real good deals on some of these lakes that aren't open normally, or they have no business. You can get some real cheap deals. That's got a winter syndicate on it. So thankfully I was invited to do a couple of nights. Did 3 nights on there. That's a video that's coming out on the Catchup Carp website in a couple of weeks. But it's, they're not as busy, and I think the fish feed well. You can really get amongst them. There's another one I had, real dark chestnutty one, 40 pounder there, and that one, an old original from there. That was 38, I think, something like that. Lovely fish, real nice fish there. So yeah, I always go for about a week. I did 3 nights there at Island Lake, and I did 3 nights at Sky Lakes. Always mix and match it up a little bit. Then it doesn't get boring, it doesn't get too cold. You're going to another lake and it's all fresh and that and everything else. All on boilies. The fish were caught. Double 18mm bottom baits they were on, straight out of the bag. That just shows you, if you're struggling. I was struggling beginning of December. It was all bit, nothing was happening. I thought, right, I'm going to do what I normally do every year. Go for 4, 5, 6 nights over in France. Boom. And that's what we did. Hi there, hope all is well. What's the best place to put a zig this time of year? Where the fish are. Now, I like to fish adjustable zigs, but what I would say is that the pressure's high. I like to fish them a couple of foot below the surface. If the pressure's sort of below 110, I'll probably fish at least one midway. So if you're in a 12-foot lake, I'd fish one 10-foot, couple of foot below the surface, and at least one halfway, 6 foot. So I'd have one at 6 foot, maybe one at 8 foot, one at 10 foot. So I'd stretch them over. So if you catch one on a certain depth, then I'd change at least another one over. But I would start off mid water. Might be 20 foot. You might start at 10 foot. Might be 12 foot. So I'd start at 6 foot, and then up to 8 and 10, etc., etc. So that's what I would say. But even get up a tree, you might be able to see the fish swimming around. You won't with this bloody rain and wind and all that. But coming up over the next couple of weeks, I think you'll probably, you may see little subtle shows and that. I want to be up in the water. I've caught most of my zig caught fish over the years a couple of foot below the surface, just 2 foot, couple of foot. Always just seems to catch quite a few like that. There's Keith. He's out fishing as well. How are you getting on, Keith? Darren's I hope all his good St Ives is underwater. It doesn't surprise me, Cambridgeshire. David says, good evening, boss. Jason says, I can't seem to get the full version of the latest Skylake vlog and Lamb and Mint COD video on the app on Android and a couple of other videos. Is it best to watch them on PC? You should be able to watch them all. Ping me a message, Jason, and I'll look at it. It could be, normally, if you have a problem with the Android iOS app, or through the website, I just refresh your password and it seems to sort it out. I mean, it can be sometimes you may miss a thing off your password, whatever it is, or your cache just gets caught up. But send me a message, Jason. I'll write it down anyway. Jason Wigley, and I'll check that for you anyway, mate. But send me a message anyway, and I'll have a look at that. But that's normally how we rectify it. Dave says, staying on the boat tonight. Make sure it's all okay. Ouse Valley's flowing like a good one. I bet it is, mate. I bet it is. Yeah, I bet you're hanging on for dear life on the boat, aren't you? Bloody hell. John says, when are you off on holidays, Leon? With Mrs. B, I'm off next Tuesday for a week. So all you regulars, all you weekly vlog, all you weekly live stream Catchup CARP subscribers, unfortunately, we're not going to have a live stream for a couple of weeks. In all the best intentions, Mrs. B is not going to let me live stream from holiday, I'm afraid. It's not going to be the one. And I'm going to miss it. So I know when the time comes around, I'll be looking, going, I'll be live streaming. I wonder what the lads are doing and all that and everything else. So, yeah, so a couple of weeks, we're not going to have a live stream, unfortunately. But after that, we're raring to go when we're back anyway. So I can't wait to get back. But, yeah, thanks, John. Thanks for reminding me. It's hardly dropped below 10 degrees. I've not been able to get out over the Christmas or New Year. It hasn't. I saw it, I think. I was driving along. I think I had a meeting with a customer, a client, and it was like 14.5 degrees in the morning. It was like 7 o'clock. 14.5 degrees a week or so ago. It's wild, isn't it? But saying that, let's go and have a look at the weather, because it's not going to be very good, I tell you. Let's have a look. There's the weather. Let's have a look. Here we go. There it is. Right. Let's have a look now. Where I live. Well, let's go have a look at. Let's go have a look at Cambridge. Gosh, you've got. It's cold. 5-6 degrees. I mean, it's above freezing. You've got heavy rain and moderate breeze. You know, but then going on Friday, if you're at the weekend, it's going to calm right down. Get a lot colder. Saturday's going to be 2 degrees at night. Still above freezing. But then we start getting into a little bit colder. Sunday, 1 degree in the morning, 5 degree max during the day, 0 degree Monday, -1 Tuesday, and much to muchness, zeros, ones, threes, all next week and the week after. Yeah, winter is here from where is it? From Sunday, I would say from Sunday, winter's here. So this is going to be the last weekend before those water temperatures start going down. I took the water temperature last week and it was 8.6 degrees. Now that's sort of like, to me, that's March, that's end of March weather, 8.6 degrees. Not bloody January, December time, that's for certain. So whilst, yeah, we're not going to have no more rain, but it's going to get cold, frosty. At least it's sort of staying around the -1 degree. It's not going to be too bad. So it could, that little bit cold snap could push those fish in to feeding. They really could do. Right, let's have a look at the other side of the country. Let's go have a look at Oxford. Totally opposite side. Again, heavy rain, moderate breeze, cold. That 995, pressure's low, but it's cold and heavy rain. It's not good. Friday, light rain and gentle breeze. Again, it's sort of steady, but it's a bit cloudy. And then exactly the same as on the east side of the country. From Saturday, Sunday, it's like 0, 0, Monday, -2 Tuesday, 0 Wednesday, Thursday 3 degrees. Long forecast is like ones, -1s, zeros. Much the muchness of what winter should be. You know, it really should be. Normally, December's quite cold. You get a little bit of a warmer period between December and New Year when everyone's out. Always fishes well then. Then it goes cold again. Everywhere freezes in January normally. That's what it seems to be. We haven't had that cold snap yet. Seems going to be the second week of January. From then on, it's going to get cold. Just having a little slurp. But on the brighter side, sunrises are going to get a lot earlier. And sunsets are going to get a lot later. So, yeah, that's on the plus side anyway. Right, let's get back over to the live stream. The questions and that. Let's have a look. She says, when all this rain, the lakes should do something. It's unreal, yeah. Try going to your browser, clear the cookies, then go back to the app. Works on my Samsung. Yeah, so if you get a problem with the app with logging in, clear your browser, your cookies. That normally stops it, especially if you put in a wrong password or something like that. Or if that doesn't work, just message me. I'm always available to sort anything out on the app, the website. You're having trouble logging in, trouble watching it. Don't feel like you can't just message me, email me, message me on the close Facebook group or Messenger, and I'll sort it out. Lee says zigs this time of year, most definitely. Winter time is probably one of the best times to use a zig. Fish seem to be a lot higher up in the water. I wouldn't say recently because we've had such warm and low pressure, all them winds coming in southwesterlies and that coming in southerlies. But I think from now on, definitely, those pressures going to go through the roof. 120, 1020s, 1030s, that type of thing. I'm definitely having a couple of zigs on the lakes you can fish zigs. Most definitely. It's the way forward. At least have one rod on it just to try, Lee. Definitely, mate. Definitely. And then just keep using them all the way through the spring. Ronnie says, what helps you make your mind up about bobbing weights? Light or heavy? What's the benefits of it? I tend to use, if I'm fishing tight lines, if I'm fishing out there, I'm fishing over weed, over things, I'll have a tight bobbin. Doesn't matter if it's heavy, light. Normally heavy, if I want to get the dropbacks type of thing. I always use the heavier type bobbin anyway. If I'm fishing in close or I'm fishing slack lines, I put them on the floor. So bobbin weight doesn't really come into the equation for me, to be fair. Doesn't really, it's either tight or slack. There is no in between really with me. I don't fish a semi-slack really, very occasionally. Although if you're fishing distance and you're taking a lot of that line, that slack line out, you're fishing a semi-slack, even if you're bobbing up the top. But yeah, it doesn't really matter to me, to be fair. Paul said, have you used cog leads? No, I haven't. And what do you think of them? A lot of companies doing them that. Yes, I have got some. I haven't used them as yet, though. I have got some, definitely, for when I was over Stoneacres, but I haven't used them. You could use them in the boat, I reckon. Definitely a better centre of gravity. You get the same sort of thing with an inline. Or putting an elastic band. I've used elastic bands around leads before, so you get that middle bit. But yeah, I mean, it's definitely better hooking potential. That's for certain. How they cast and all that sort of stuff, it would be in my mind, like, is it going to tangle? Is it where if you use a boat or place it by hand, definitely be using a cog. Thank you. I'll try that after live. No problem, Jason. If not, message me. Evening, Frank. How you doing? Hope you're doing well, mate. Luke says, I'm fishing 26-acre mere in Cheshire on Wednesday night. The water level's raised 4 inches. Surrounding area is all flooded. You're going to struggle, aren't you, with all that water, that fresh water coming in and everything else. The fish are not going to know what's happening. It's going to be coloured up. Personally, I'd probably bang it on the head, to be fair, and not go. But if you've got to get out when you can, just go and see if you can find some fish on the back of it all. If you find that area, snag area, or something like that, that's where I'd probably fish, my friend. Let's have a look. Look, I said we're going to be doing a lot more socials. We've had a lot of calls, a lot of emails, a lot of messages to do more socials this year. So I didn't know if you realised, but if you're a member of Catch More Carp, you get first refusal on all the socials. We've got loads of socials going on this year. Most of them are booked up, but some of them aren't. I've got released some more as well. So we're doing these this is what we're going to be doing. We've got these ones. Food is always impeccable, guys. I mean, the guys on here, you've got loads of guys who've been on the socials. Food is like the number one thing we look after. This one I'm going to be releasing probably end of January, beginning of February. This one, Drive and Survive. It tangs the Chantarine Back Lake. So for August time. So watch out for that, guys. You'll be able to book that through the website, the Catch More Carp website. That'll be coming on board by the end of January as well. So you'll be able to do it all on there, be able to pay your deposit, all the details are on there. You'll get reminders about when you've got to pay, all that type of stuff. I mean, we've got so many different socials going on this year. Another one we've got there, we've got Ashbury, but it's fully booked. That one's fully booked already. Just by Catch More Carp subscribers, because we always give the socials out to the subscribers first. The guys in the close Facebook group, the guys are either monthly or yearly subscribers. There's John Frith, who's on here tonight with a lovely fish, mate. I was so made up for him catching one. That was at Sandhurst. We're at Sandhurst again this year. We're going to have a few different trips, different places. There's going to be a lot more socials. So, guys, look out for them. I'll put them on social media. They'll be on the Catch More Carp website when it gets released, the social side of it. And yes, hopefully I'll see some of you on there, on some of the socials. Let's have a look what we're doing. Let's have a look. Phil says, good evening. Have you ever used Christ and no tangle when using supper braid? I haven't myself. I had some in my box for a long time. I know people who swear by it. You know, they really do. That Christ and no tangle, they swear by it for keeping it stiff. You have to build up the layers on it. I thought it was a lot of messing around when I could just use basically a bit of foam, a bit of foam nugget, or put it in a PVA bag, or if I'm using longer ones, I'm using a 3-bait stringer. I just thought, it's a lot of, you have to put a few little bits on there to get it hard. Well, that don't look good, does it? I thought it's just a lot of messing around, so I didn't bother with it, to be fair. Oh, here we go. The votes are in. Custard cream for John. Jack says custard cream. Yeah, look. Scott says custard creams. Most definitely, isn't it? Joe said, hi, fishing Meadow Lake in France. Lovely lake, by the way, Meadow Lake. Fished it 2 or 3 times. Really enjoyed it there in April. Watched your vlog on it. Would you go light on the bait as it's early in the year? April? No, I probably wouldn't. I'd probably go... I've always put quite a bit of bait in on there. I've always done. April is sort of like prime time. Depends when you're going. If it's late April, definitely I'd have a bit of bait on the spots there. If it was early April, I'd probably go a bit cautious, but don't forget it's about 6 or 7 hours down, so it can be warmer down there near Limoges, Meadow Lake. So I would take enough bait that you've got it with you just in case. They've got a freezer there, so you can take freezer bait. I don't think it really matters, freezer or shelf life. You can take particles, I believe. Some banging fish in there. They love their bait as well. And if you hit it right, you can use a lot of bait on these type of lakes. But yeah, let me know how you get on, Joe. It's a lovely lake. I must go back there sometime myself. Steve said, I hope all is well. Custard cream without a doubt. No fishing going on here. It's all frozen. Yep, Steve lives in Nevada, I think, in America. So it's all frozen there at the moment. So there's no fishing going on for Steve. Kevin says, custard creams. Definitely all the way. Stuart says, Jamie Dodger. Now, that's a bit of a curveball, that one. Jamie Dodger, isn't it? Yeah. Yeah, I'm hearing you. Jamie Dodger. I do like a Jamie Dodger, actually. Matthew says, plain chocolate digestive. Chocolate digestive. Look, where's all the chocolate digestive hobnobs coming in? Paul says, chocolate hobnob. Oh, my days. Adam says, my syndic's flooded. Also by the River Tame. Okay, yeah, I think a lot of them are. Darren says, custard cream or sugar-coated shortbread. It's about my number 2. That and bourbon, shortbread fingers, Scottish shortbread, all butter fingers. Yeah, I'm definitely hearing you, Darren. Definitely, my old friend. Paul says, Evening Leon, and hope all members are keeping well. Our syndicate is flooded from 2 rivers, Blackwater and Wensum. So lake closed until further notice. I think there's quite a few lakes closed, isn't there? Main problem is the bad state of the riverbanks, fallen trees in the rivers. Luckily, we have otter fencing all the way round. Yep. Because this is the time also, guys, that the otters, because the rivers are all flooded, this is the time they will be in the lakes eating the fish. Because the rivers are flooded, they can't find the fish and that are in the lakes and the bird life and all that they eat. They will be on your lakes this is the worst time of year, the winter time, especially after flooding. Them otters, they are in those lakes, so keep an eye out for them. Luckily, we have otter fencing all the way round, and the favourite biscuits, custard creams. See, custard cream's British #1, isn't it? Dave said custard cream. Lee said Biscoff finger biscuits dunked in a cup of tea. Yeah, I mean, do you know what I did have? I had some Biscoff vanilla ones, I think, recently. They were really nice. Really nice, Lee. Matthew said, hi, Leon, Happy New Year. Happy New Year to you, mate. I'm struggling to find Orchid Lake rules. Do you have a copy? Cheers, mate. I can ping them to you. They are definitely there. I will ping them to you. I'll put them up on I'll put a link or that up on the closed Facebook group. I'll put them up to everybody who's in the WhatsApp group, because we've got another social in February to Orchid Lakes. That's all fully booked with Catchup CARP members as well. So I'll probably be doing another one of those at some point in the year. We've got hog roast, we've got barbecue, we've got every food you can imagine coming to some of these socials as well. It's going to be well run as it always is. You're going to be well fed, plenty of fish hopefully. So yes, Matthew, I shall ping those over to you, mate. Remind me, put a message up in the closed Facebook group. Richard, I worked at a biscuit factory back in the day. Custard cream, I'll be in my element, Rich. Never ate one for years after that. Cheers. Thanks for telling me that. That doesn't sound too good, does it? Dingle Gremlock. Fair play, look. Fair play. Love your avatar. Terry said, you fish Sky Lake Mere. Looking to go on it this year. Sky Lakes I fish, not Skylark. I don't know what that one is. Sky Lakes. Let me have a look. Rich said banger. Yeah, best biscuit is the humble shortbread. I love a bit of shortbread, mate. Right. Let me just answer this one. Any advice on trying to single out larger carp? I've caught loads of smaller ones. I'm very grateful for all the fish I've caught, but would like to get into some more 20s and 30s. I think we did a video about this, how to get your PB. Go and have a look at that. It's probably in the Back to Basics. I cover totally how to target those bigger fish. Now, what I will say is that, now this may sound a real stupid question, but the amount of questions I get from guys going, right, I want to catch a 30 pounder. I've only caught 20s only. 20s are big fish as well. I want to start this year, catch a 30 pounder. So the first thing I say to him may sound a real silly question. Well, there is never a silly question, is there? But are the lakes that you fish got a 30 pounder in it? And a few times I've come back and gone, actually no, only before they spawn. Or actually no. So firstly, you've got to make sure the lake you're fishing has got 30s or 40s or whatever you want to, or 20s or whatever you want to go for. Second one, I've found to be very true also for targeting those bigger fish. Do some research. So in other words, what normally happens with the bigger fish in the lake, they normally get caught at certain times of year from certain areas of the lake. Now that would nothing to do with size. It could be a 40 pounder, 50 pounder, 20 or 30. But if you're targeting a specific fish, might be a scaly one, might be your first 30, might be your first 20, might be your first 40 on the lake, is target those specific areas. Talk to the bailiffs, talk to the owners, talk to the other guys in your syndicate or on the day ticket, and there will be a pattern that emerges. It's going to be either one of two patterns. One, it gets caught everywhere. Okay. Two, it gets caught from these two swims at this time of the year. It gets caught from that swim in the winter time or whenever. If it gets caught everywhere, then I would probably, if it's a day ticket lake or there's a few fish in there, it's going to be away from the normal bulk normally. So I'd fish singles, or I'd fish where you're not seeing the showing fish. So instead of fishing on showing fish, or where the fish are, fish away from it. Fish up the other end of the lake. You will get that bigger fish, or your first 30 or 40 or whatever it is. So that's the best advice I can give for targeting those bigger fish. Right, we're 36 minutes past 7. We're going to say goodbye to YouTube, to all the Facebook pages, and we're going to go over to the closed Facebook page with just the Catchup CARP subscribers. If you want to get involved more with over 400 videos, the closed Facebook where you can ask any question, the lives every week, All the discounts from CC Moore, MP Lead Shed, Jace Precision Hooks. We've got loads of discounts and everything else. Get yourself over to catchmorecarp.co.uk. Sign up for either a monthly or an annual subscription. And you also get, as a perk, you get first refusal on all the socials that we do. All the social events, you get first refusal on them before we put it out to the non-subscribers. Right, guys, love you and thank you very much for tuning in. We're going to say goodbye to the Catch More Carp Facebook page, not the closed subscriber page, but the normal page. Okay, we're ending now. Goodbye. Thanks for tuning in. We are going to say goodbye to my own Leon Bartropp page. End the stream now. Thanks for tuning in, guys and ladies. We are going to say goodbye to Leon Bartropp Carper Facebook page. As I say, we were streaming to 5 different pages tonight. We're going to say goodbye to them. And we are going to say goodbye to YouTube. Everybody tuned in for your YouTube or watching it now. Thanks very much, guys, for tuning in. Be about another 5 or 6 weeks, maybe 2 months before we do another one of these lives where it encompasses everybody. But as I say, you want to get more involved and get into all these 400 plus videos and lives and ask questions, get yourself to catchmorecarp.co.uk. But thank you very much for tonight.